Okay, good Thursday evening, everybody. David Paul here, KHOU 11 Weather Center. So we're going to get rain on Friday. Weather impact alert for heavy rain, at least some minor street ponding, maybe more than that on Friday. So we're going to take a close look at that. I wanted to begin, though, by looking ahead. Even after this round of heavy rain comes in Friday, it looks like a wetter weather pattern overall for the southern United States, and in particular Houston, Texas, is going to be in play as we head further into the month of May. This is the 6th through the 10th. So this is pushing into the end of next week, into next weekend, looking at wet weather. So let's take a look at what's going on across the nation with the upper level wind flow. So here's where we stand right now, and we've got this trough across the northern tier of states. We've got an active zonal flow west to east, and see that little kink right there? That's an upper level low. So all of that upper level low and cooler air coming in from the north will set up our wet scenario for Friday. And then that dip in the jet clears the way for cooler air to come down to Houston and Texas on Saturday. So rain Friday, and that's a cool weather pattern for Texas going into Saturday and the weekend. You're going to love that, and we'll look at those temperatures. As we go through next week, we go into the early part, Monday, Tuesday. That's a ridging pattern, so we dry out and we warm up Monday, Tuesday. But then going into the end of next week, Wednesday into Thursday and Friday, another one of these kinks in the jet is going to form out over the four corners. That is a wet weather pattern. So this is what the NOAA's longer range modeling for the end of next week and next weekend is picking up on. This is May 8th, Friday. That will bring a chance for scattered showers into Texas on Friday. That kink in the jet brings the rainy weather and maybe stormy weather into central and east and southeast Texas Saturday. So next Saturday, another chance for rain, and that lasts into Sunday, May the 10th. So big changes after a very dry pattern. We're going into a wetter weather pattern. Temperature-wise, these are forecast low temperatures for the next 7 days. Friday morning, 65. So a little cooler Friday morning. That will come with a lot of rain. Friday is an absolute mess tomorrow. And then it opens the door to cooler and drier weather. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, morning lows in the 50s. That is delightful for the first weekend of May. We'll take it. I mentioned how we warm a little bit Tuesday, Wednesday, and notice how we start to cool back off with morning lows toward the end of the week. That'll be that trough coming in with a rain chance. And then I think a little cool down again with rain chances next weekend. So wet weather pattern, active weather pattern for spring. Weather impact alerts in effect on Friday. Flood watch goes up late Thursday night through Friday. It includes just about all of southeast Texas, the greater Houston area, and then all the way back into the hill country, Austin to San Antonio. What are we talking about? Widespread areas are going to see 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some isolated spots, 5 to 7 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. We're thinking this is going to be spread out enough through the day, and also that our bayous are down at the bottom of their channel so they can take a lot of rain. And these are all the bayou locations where we have instrumentation on the bayou network through Houston, Harris County, and surrounding counties. Everybody's in the good rain right now, everybody in green. We will be just kind of keeping an eye on this because there will be a lot of rain on many of the watersheds. I think in particular, Spring Creek, Cypress Creek, Greens Bayou, we'll see a lot of rain, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain on that watershed tomorrow. We're not expecting bayou flooding, but it's something we'll be keeping an eye on anyway. We do it every time we get a heavy rain threat. So weather impact alert. Wind all day Friday. Isolated street flooding at best. Widespread street flooding at times. Drive carefully, and your outdoor activity tomorrow is probably off the table. Flood risk officially from NOAA is a 2 on a 4-tiered threat. That's defined as slight. So in the yellow area, what do you expect to see? Many high water spots, especially in classic low-lying areas. There are many of those spots across the Houston area. North Freeway at Parker, the feeder road there floods, for example. So we're going to see a lot of those high water spots on the roads tomorrow. This is interesting. So right now here, Thursday evening, 6:34, as I look at the clock, the surface front's already pushed into Houston. Behind it, we're cooling off already. It's Conroe 69, Huntsville 67, College Station at 68. We're still in the 80s down along the coast, but we're seeing scattered showers beginning to pop up right along and just ahead of that little front right there. But nothing really big and bad happening right now across Houston, Harris County, and southeast Texas. We had a disturbance with lots of lightning and thunder in central Texas. That is weakening now as it moves in toward Madisonville and Huntsville and College Station and Livingston. So some rain, but nothing severe here. Southeast Texas, most of us are dry. This rain along the front has been stationary and it is persistent. There may be a few little minor high water spots here on some of the feeder roads, 288 Cloten north of Angleton. That's a heavy downpour out to the west of that. Brazoria County, y'all are getting wet. League City to Alvin, some scattered showers. And I see a little showers popped up right here. Texas City Dike, getting a little rain out there. So Texas City, parts of your neighborhoods are getting a little bit wet. Here's the disturbance that had lots of lightning and thunder with it back in the hill country. Now it's weakening as it's moving into, well, closer to southeast Texas. This is grazing a little bit to the north, but Bryan to Waco, wet weather there. It's going to be a wet drive north of Madisonville up I-45 to Fairfield on your way to Dallas this evening. Modeling does not overdo it with rain chances Thursday night. It's giving us these scattered showers along the frontal boundary, but nothing severe, and it does weaken. That's that little rain area that's coming in now. It weakens it going into 9 o'clock. So, okay, some wet spots. We'll watch that carefully. Overnight, things are quiet until the wee hours, until about 3, 4 a.m. Then we begin to get a signal that we're going to get our first piece of energy rolling out of the hill country. And that's going to lead to this rainy day on Friday. That's 4 a.m. Friday, a lot of rain. That's a wet drive out to the west and north. 6 a.m., rain pushing in, heavy rain at times. This is a commute you want to avoid if you can. That's 8 a.m. That's a rainy mess. Some high water spots here and there, and you know what that's going to do to the commute. We go into mid-morning and maybe we get a little bit of a break in some spots before the next piece of energy comes in for lunchtime. This is 12:30, rain. Go into the afternoon, another piece of energy rolls in from the west, rain, widespread, 5 o'clock. It's at this point that the front's going to get a push and push down to the coast, and that will begin the process of sweeping the rain off to the coast and off the coast eventually after 9, 10 o'clock. Rain comes to an end, opens the door to a north breeze and much cooler weather and dry weather coming in as we go into the weekend. How much rain? Modeling is suggesting a lot. 2 to 5 inches, widespread from Columbus to Brenham, Katy up to Waller, Montgomery, cross Lake Conroe, cut and shoot to Cleveland, close to Huntsville, Livingston, and then the Spring Creek watershed, could see a lot of areas that get this 3 to 5 inch rain total. If that happens, you're going to see Spring Creek go up some. It looks like we should be able to handle most of this in the bayou system. But again, this is why we're going to watch it carefully tomorrow, because that is a tremendous amount of rain across the Spring Creek watershed. West Fork of the Sand Jack watershed, Cypress Creek. You've got Greens Bayou in here as well. You're on the edge. You're in that 2 to 3 inch area. And then some of the bayous to the south down in Fort Bend County and into Galveston County, northern Brazoria County. We'll be watching those really carefully as well. Big picture. So the front just kind of draped here and sitting here tonight. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., that's the first round of rain. That's your wet, messy commute you want to avoid if you can. The parent low is back here. It accelerates. It comes into central Texas by 5 p.m., and then it just keeps on moving, racing off to the east, and by Friday evening, it's pushed the front out into the open Gulf, and we're done with the rain, and then it opens the door to the cooler flow to come down. What do we mean by cooler? So tomorrow, with the rain, 60s most of the day. Saturday morning, 55. Man, I mean, everything's going to be mushy. If you had the early game, if you're on turf, maybe you'll be able to get the game in. But it's cool, 55 degrees, first weekend of May. Quite often we're sweating in May, and summer's already here, but not this year. 74, that will come with low humidity, north breeze, beautiful day. Sunshine comes out Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday, 55 in the morning, 48 up in Texarkana. So Friday's numbers, it's not often you see a 100% chance for rain, but we put it in there for 7 o'clock, 80% rain chance at noon, 100% rain chance in the afternoon and early evening tomorrow. The extended forecast after this weather impact Friday, the weekend is a treat. 50s and 70s, north breeze, low humidity. That's a beautiful day on Monday as well, 57, 82, low humidity. Warming up to 85 Tuesday, and then as I showed you, it's a more active, a wetter spring weather pattern that has now arrived. So we get chances for scattered showers and thunder showers, more rain Wednesday, Thursday of next week, and as I showed you, that is expected to lead into rain chances for next weekend as well. That's where we stand. Stay close to the forecast with us. Got the app. We're on Plus. Have a good evening, everybody.